What does it take to bring equity in the workplace? And how do we bring equity to the workplace in higher education? That's what we're talking about today. Hi, I'm Starlight Carbons, and I facilitate conversations with other Black women about grief and trauma, apology not included. Thank you for coming back. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with others. So, I sat down with one of the phenomenal women in my community by the name of Dr. Crystal Harris. And we have a conversation. I'd like to share with you our conversation about other women of color getting the resources they need without the burnout. I'll see you after the talk.
First of all, thank you so much, Starlet, for letting me come on to your channel and talk with you about something that I know matters a lot to both of us. As you said, I'm Crystal Harris. I have a PhD in social psychology. I have been an educator in higher education for 16 years. And prior to that, I've had some other careers that have somehow influenced how I think about the topic we're going to have today. I also am responsible for leading what we call the college student vote movement. So I'm very interested as a social psychologist in engaging students in civic responsibility, especially around social issues that they care about. And one of the social issues that I care about a lot is workplace climate. A lot of people use the term DEI consultant, and I use that term because people know what it is. Yes. But the reality is I'm not a believer in DEI in the sense that I'm a believer in justice. And in order for people to have justice, you have to make sure they're at the table. You have to make sure they're treated correctly at the table. And part of that is a conversation about equity. So equity is, to me, the whole framework that matters most when we think about the acronym DEI. And so that's really what we're going to talk about today. What does it take to bring equity in the workplace? And in my case, my work has primarily been in healing from racial trauma when it comes to education. So how do we bring equity to the workplace in higher education? But if you're really doing equity work, if you're really creating equitable work systems so that all people matter, especially Black women, but all people matter, you're going to have to get sort of messy.
Okay, so how would you say, how does racial trauma manifest in the lives of Black women? And what are some common challenges that they face in addressing it in the workplace?
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the first things I would say on that is that we don't often know that one of the things we're doing is responding to a traumatic experience. So when we think of trauma, we think of, major natural disasters. We think of school shootings.
Yes.
We think of sexual and physical abuse in the home. So we have an idea of what trauma looks like when it's in a chronic level. And I know you're in the healthcare profession, so I'm gonna borrow some metaphors. But healing from racial trauma looks like having a really bad case of a cold or a flu that's lasted you the entire 20 years you've been in the workplace. So it can also have other negative effects, such as irritability, apathy, suspicion, really second guessing yourself, doubting yourself, needing reassurance, isolating yourself. On the flip side, it can also be being overcompensated with busyness and overwork and overwhelm. So it has, like a number of traumatic experiences, it can manifest itself in several ways. But oftentimes we don't recognize that the response that we're having at work is directly proportional to some of the experiences we've had over time.
Why is it that no one seems to be putting a spotlight on this?
Yeah, it was the Joanne Epps.
Yes, Dr. Epps.
Temple University.
Temple,
Dr. Joanne Epps. So I feel, well, first of all, it's complicated. Wow. We have bought into a dream that our ancestors gave us, that higher education is going to allow you to have the gateway to be treated with respect. A promotion on a job, wearing the right suit, wearing the right shoes, carrying the right briefcase, taking the right vacations, living in the right zip code, having your kids
Speaking a certain way.
yes, right, articulating your words, reading certain books, being in certain spaces, and that the majority population, who in many ways runs the world, was going to suddenly see us as worthy human beings if we did all the things. And so when what we're doing is not working, we just do more of the thing. So I
Yes.
think it reminds us of this idea that, we are really, it's just really hard to accept the reality that no matter what I do, these people may not give me the respect that I'm due. It's like internally, I have to respect myself enough to say, I will not be treated this way. I will not be invisible. I will not be ignored. But when you're on the hamster wheel doing all the things, it's really difficult to accept that reality. And while, primarily our conversation in the past has been on the fact these Black women have been in the media, really grandiose levels of disrespect. And how do you not take it to the heart as a Black woman watching this in the media, seeing the disrespect that's going on?
Right.
And without rehashing every situation that's happened in recent weeks, behind closed doors, we're getting together and we're comparing notes. And this is not like a special occasion. This is happening all over the place. But because of the shame that is often felt when one is being disrespected, we have a tendency to take it to heart and think it's our fault, and therefore there's more we can do.
Thank you all for being here for this conversation. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and share it with a friend. And remember that you deserve love, joy, peace, abundance, and ease because it's your birthright. Bye, friend. See you next time.